Hello, good morning, and welcome back to Stop and Go F1 for this breaking news video. My goodness, I've only just woken up. I saw this news and thought, right, we have to talk about this right away because Haas have entered a technical partnership with Toyota. For the first time since 2009, Toyota will be back on the F1 grid. Not as a team though, but as a technical partner to the Haas F1 team. We'll talk about all of it in just 1 minute. Firstly, you have to remember to like and subscribe. And a huge thank you to our members, Dakota, the Joyous James, Robin Myers, and Cinnamon Strudel. There we go. So, let's discuss this a little bit. I've got the Autosport article up here. I can see it was posted at 3 a.m. So this is fresh news. And you know, the thing is as well, a lot of the time we get these breaking news stories. We kind of know about it already. We've been discussing, this might be happening. This is the first I've heard of this. Maybe I've been under a rock in some aspects of this story, but this is the first I've even heard of Toyota thinking of coming back or anything like that. So this is what the Autosport article has to say. The Haas F1 team has announced a technical partnership with Toyota Gazoo Racing. I didn't know they were called Gazoo Racing, but there you go. The motorsport division of the Japanese manufacturer. The deal will see Toyota, which is to become Haas's official team partner, join the American-owned operation in relation to where they will share knowledge and resources. Toyota will provide design, technical and manufacturing services to the Grand Prix squad, while Haas will offer its own expertise and commercial benefits in return. There are several areas where Toyota and Haas will work together as part of the agreement. Toyota drivers, engineers and mechanics will be involved in Haas F1 tests, helping them all understand the challenges of modern Grand Prix racing in a live environment. Furthermore, Toyota staff will assist Haas with aerodynamic development, as well as helping design and manufacture carbon fibre parts to be used by the racing team. Toyota Gazoo Racing currently competes in the World Rally Championship and the World Endurance Championship, and the World Rally Raid Championship. It's Europe's base in Cologne, which has 2 rolling road wind tunnels and was the original factory of Toyota's F1 team that competed from 2002 to 2009 before quitting the series after failing to win a race. As part of the deal, for next week's USA Grand Prix, Toyota Gazoo Racing's branding will appear on F1 cars, on the Haas F1 cars, of course, driven by Nico Hulkenberg and Kevin Magnussen. Haas team principal Eo Komatsu, who has been working on the deal for several months, believed it was a significant moment for his squad as it bids to move up the grid. He went on to say, "I am hugely excited that MoneyGram Haas F1 team and Toyota Gazoo Racing have come together to enter into this technical partnership. To have a world leader in automotive sector support and work alongside our organisation while seeking to develop and accelerate their own technical and engineering expertise, it's simply a partnership with obvious benefits on both sides. The ability to tap into resources and knowledge base available at Toyota while benefiting from their technical and manufacturing process will be instrumental in our own development and our clear desire to further increase our competitiveness in Formula One. In return, we offer a platform for Toyota Gazoo Racing to fully utilise and subsequently advance their in-house engineering capabilities." Oh, man, it's a long article. So it goes on to say, this is actually quite important. Komatsu said their tie-up with Toyota has received blessing from its long-term partner Ferrari, which supplies the squad's engines, gearboxes and other parts. Earlier this year, Haas extended their deal with Ferrari to use its wind tunnel in Maranello. This is huge for Haas. Absolutely huge. Because we all know Haas, the smallest team on the grid. I think they've only got between 200 and 500 people working for them, which is the same as what a Mercedes or a Red Bull would have working in one department. So they are the ultimate underdogs on this grid. But to have a company like Toyota behind them can only be a good thing, The obvious question to ask from here is this going to start a bit of a domino effect that will eventually lead to Toyota returning to the F1 grid? And I honestly would not be surprised if that was the case whatsoever. As I said in the article, Toyota have been out since 2009. I think they were one of the many teams that were affected by the financial crisis of 2008. Of course, that's what led Honda to pull out of Formula One. That's what led BMW to pull out of Formula One. Toyota was probably the exact same thing. But yeah, that was a time where a lot of teams were going out of business and no one was buying them. We know what happened to Honda. Of course, they got bought for £1 and became Brawn GP. But that was where F1 was those years ago, in a place where, the viewership was nowhere near what it is now, where, a team could go out of business and no one else would want it. Not like where we are today, where Andretti are desperate to come into the sport, and for some reason, it can't happen. We saw it a few years later with, Marussia or Caterham or whoever it might be. When they went out of business, no one wanted them either. If an F1 team went up for sale now, you're thinking hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars to buy them out, not just one. But yeah, Toyota also were a engine manufacturer. They manufactured I think they had Williams for a little bit. I'm just looking at their numbers here. So yeah, they obviously they constructed engines for Toyota, but also Williams, Jordan, and Midland Racing as well all had Toyota engines. And you see, this is the thing here. It's like, obviously they won't be in making engines for 2026 because that is all signed, sealed, and delivered now. I don't think you can enter that pool. But also, Haas have that engine deal with Ferrari until 2028. So they've just extended it. So it makes you think, is this maybe a bigger picture thing? Maybe 2030, we could maybe see Toyota, if this deal goes well, come out and say, look, we're bringing our own engines out and we bought the team off Gene Haas. This is now the Toyota team. This is where it could lead. Of course, F1's in a fantastic position at the minute. Manufacturers want to be involved to get those eyes on them. And I think it would be a great move for Toyota. But overall, this is a great move for Haas. I mean, for the 2025 car, I think this means very little. Because at this point in the production cycle, that car should be very, very far along the line. But in terms of 2026, which is this huge year that we talk about all the time, this reset point for Formula One, with the new engine regulations, with the new aero regulations, this is huge for them. Because, they're no longer just this little team that has to borrow Ferrari's wind tunnel. They've now got one of Japan's biggest car manufacturers helping them along as well. Like it said on there are other racing series that Toyota competes in that they can bring their expertise from there. It's not going to be identical to Formula One, of course, but they can certainly help out. And they have 2 rolling roads, it says there as well. So in terms of testing that car and getting the most out of it, they're definitely in a better position with Toyota helping them than they are without them. I think this is a fantastic, fantastic deal for Haas here. And it just goes to show that, Gunther Steiner is someone that I liked an awful lot. And I think, it's a fact that without him, the Haas team would not exist. But Ao Komatsu has done a fantastic job as team principal. It's you can't deny it at all. The team came out of the blocks this year, and you could argue that was due to what Gunther had done in the year before, but they have been consistently there all year. They have not had the dip they usually have. They've been consistently, at least some races, the 5th best team on the grid. They've been really good, getting fantastic points. There was their fantastic result in Austria. I think Hulkenberg was 6th, and was it Magnussen was 7th or 8th? Then in Silverstone, Hulkenberg was 6th again. Fantastic stuff for them. And then to get this deal with Toyota, I mean, come on now. This is huge for them. Absolutely huge. And it could see them leapfrog teams. I mean, when teams are struggling, like we've seen teams like Aston Martin struggle this year, to the point where Haas have been better than them, at least for the second half of this year, I would say. A deal with Toyota could see them permanently leapfrog a team like Aston, unless they, of course, they've got Adrian Newey and Honda coming on board, so maybe not, but this puts Haas in such a better position than it did before. This really, really helps them out. I think it's just a fantastic deal, and I was just so shocked to see it. Like I said, you may be able to tell, but I haven't been awake long. I just woke up, looked at my phone, went, Haas have got a deal with Toyota. I was like, oh, I didn't see that one coming. This is great. My first thought, though, like I said, is is this the domino? The first domino that we see that goes, right, okay, when Haas and Toyota teamed up in 2024, that led to them doing this and doing this and doing this. Then 2026, Toyota are back, because we've always heard about Gene Haas basically saying if the right buyer came along, he would be very happy to sell. I wonder if Toyota would be the right buyer. Let me know what you think in the comments down below about this deal, because I think, like I said, I think it's only good things can come from this for Toyota. As for Haas, as for the other way around, like Ao Komatsu going, yeah, we'll help out Toyota. Okay, how? It's like, okay, of course it's going to be good to see the Toyota brand on that Haas car. It'll look good. It'll get eyes on the brand. But, I think in terms of like when Toyota are making road cars, are they really going to go, oh, what would the Haas Formula 1 team do? Maybe they will. We'll have to wait and see. But there you go. That is the news. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. We'll be back on Saturday morning for the weekly news video, if there is any news to talk about. There's a couple things so far, but nothing big enough to make a video on. So something big will have to happen today, which isn't this, for me to have a talk about it. Until then, though, have a good one. I'll see you later. Goodbye.